Yeah, we are now live on YouTube, going live on Rumble, starting the music. Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is about what happened to date throughout the annals of recorded history. Join us as we delve into yesteryear, not only for important and interesting happenings, but to possibly even answer questions you don't know you have. The sources of this information come from the website
onthisday.com.
and the smart device application's historical calendar and today in history. And by the way, Alice, you found that other source. I gotta look more into that too. By the way,
Yeah, it was just a different one, and I was like,
yeah.
Just
Anyway, for
keep
links to
that.
these sources and anything else potentially interesting, please check the underbar in the description below. And all links gathered throughout the show will appear post live stream as usual. Anyway, I am A.O. Xander, and who am I joined by?
Oh, you know, so who is Alice?
Alice of Who,
The
aka,
Whovian.
you know, like
Well, I wasn't.
many nicknames you got. So.
I go by thousands of names.
Yeah, and oh hey, now that now that Noah's back, like some of the heat on your nicknames has taken off. I've been like messing with his names too now. So.
Oh, geez. So now I gotta up the ante, is what you're saying?
Well, I mean, I guess, question mark, I'm not sure. Anyway, and you viewer, of course, are you. Thank you very much for joining, whether it's live or you're watching this at some point in the time-space continuum. Thank you. Today is, of course, Sunday, aka Sunday, January 7th, 2024. So, yeah.
You know what? I totally forgot that yesterday was January 6th.
Yes. Yeah, no, like, there was a lot of comedy involving that yesterday. So.
Like how everybody just kind of forgot to okay, whatever.
Yeah.
It was just another day for me. We had a snowstorm here.
Well, anyway, Alice, I was going to offer you to start, but I actually have an off-main source article here. 49 BC, the Senate of Rome stated that Caesar would be declared a public enemy unless he disbanded his army. This prompted the tribunes to support him to flee to Ravenna, where Caesar was waiting. So I guess flee to Ravenna, I guess. Misspelling or something. So
I don't have my website up, so would you want to rattle off a couple until I get that up?
All right.
I'm trying to find one important thing I need.
Alice doesn't have it up. You know how it is. So.
Well, I have it wrapped around the globe.
Well, that's true. That's true. If you do get it up, there might be some kind of problem with the gravitational forces. You might rip the entire galaxy apart. Who knows?
Well, if I have it up, I basically be playing baseball with the moon, and it'd be probably going off towards Jupiter.
Whack. Anyway, we're going to move up here to 754. Pope Stephanus arrived in Pantheon. Okay.
Pantheon, huh?
Yeah. 1558, French troops led by Francis, Duke of Guise, took Calais, the last continental possession of England. And hey, Ghost, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Ghost.
Yeah. 1566, Antonio Michel Ghislieri was elected Pope Pius V. Okay, that's an interesting name. And then 1584, last day of the Julian calendar in Bohemia in the Holy Roman Empire. Yeah. Julian calendar created by Julius Caesar, And then, of course, there's, the Gregorian calendar created by Pope Gregory. That is used, worldwide nowadays as a mostly universal, calendar thing that most of the world uses, So, 1598, Boris Godunov seized Russian throne on the death of Fyodor I. All right. And then 1601, Robert, Earl of Essex, led a revolt in London against Queen Elizabeth. Uh-oh. That's not good.
Uh-oh, it's a video.
Yep. Ooh, 1608.
I'm opening Firefox because remember we had that issue with...
Yeah, which, I wanna remind the viewers that depending on your browser, you can get different things. It's not just like between, your computer and your phone, you get different internets. Depending on your browser, you get different things. So I use Firefox. Alice here uses Brave. Noah uses Chrome. I don't know who the hell uses Microsoft Edge, aka Internet Explorer. And I've never met a single person, who's ever used Opera, So, and those are the main, browsers that come to my mind. So, but be aware, your browser may be, giving you things that you might not in other browsers, or might be taking things away. Who knows? So.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
I'm about to do a switcheroo because I'm on my laptop now.
All right.
So I'm about to swap over, so.
All right, I'm going to move up to 1608 here. A fire destroyed Jamestown, Virginia. Yikes, that's not good.
Ooh.
So, and then 1610, just 2 years after that, Galileo Galilei made his first observation of the four Galilean moons, Ganymede, Callisto, Io, and Europa, although he was not able to distinguish the last two until the following day, but he did see them. So, this is the first four moons discovered of Jupiter. Really cool. 1611, trial of Hungarian aristocrat Elizabeth Bathory, the most prolific female serial killer in history, for murdering and torturing hundreds of young women. She was later sentenced to house arrest for the rest of her life. Wow, she got off, like an extreme Martha Stewart right there. 'Cause she, murdered hundreds of people and just like, oh, now you're under house arrest. Oh my good heavens, Lord, Whatever shall I do? I'm under house arrest. I guess I'm just gonna walk around in my billion square foot palace. Oh dear, oh my, Wow. She should have been executed. 1714, the typewriter was patented by Englishman Henry Mill, and it was built years later. Cool. And, a little interesting thing, if you look at a keyboard, the QWERTY keyboard, QWERTY, on your keyboard and everything. Alice, do you know why our keyboards are laid out like that, not alphanumerical? Are you there? All right. Well, if anybody has that question, it is literally taken from typewriters. Speaking of typewriters, and because of the limitations to how big or small a typewriter can be, certain keys have to be in certain positions in order, because it's all analog. So all the little levers and pulleys and everything, all the moving parts and all that stuff, dictated where keys go and everything. And rather than when everything was switching over to computers from typewriters, rather than teaching everybody a whole new way of typing, they just moved the keyboards over. So we went from analog to digital, didn't change a thing, and it was all just to be lazy. So interesting
Sorry
things.
about that.
Welcome back.
Yeah, apparently when I flopped into my laptop for Discord, it didn't want to let my microphone work, so I just put myself back on phone. So I've got the website up and everything. What year are we in now?
We are now in 1782.
1782. Okay,
Yep.
Let me see here. Was right at 1785, so I kind of got right there. So we have in 1782 the first U.S. commercial bank, Bank of North America, opens up in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Hey, look at that.
There we go. Actually, we have another Philadelphia thing here too. Like in 1784, the U.S. seed business established by David Landreth in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania as well.
Yeah, by seed business, are we selling strawberry seeds and stuff like that? Is that what it means?
I would assume so. I would imagine it's like seed business of selling that, or maybe it's like some type of financial thing. I don't know. Let's check. Does anybody in chat know right now? Is there anyone in chat right now?
Let me look at chat if we have any activity. Doesn't look like we have. No, there's nothing over there, and there's nothing on YouTube. Let me switch to live chat over here.
I'm wondering, hey, if Ghost Street, if you know, DM Xander. If you know anything of if there's anything else other than seed, I would imagine just agriculture here, but I could be wrong.
Well, I found it here. D. Landers Seed Company. Let's see here. Let's look at the Wikipedia, and it's showing a picture of a barn. So I'm gonna go on a limb here and say it's plant seeds and such for farming and everything. And that makes
we've got the seed business.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. If you were gonna start a farm, where were you gonna get the seeds before there were seed stores and such? How do you start? Do you go to the old man Bumpkins next door and steal a couple apples or something? So.
Well, you find in the wild and you harvest from what you have already out there. So yeah. I would imagine.
I suppose so.
Plus, thank God for pollinization.
Pollinization.
Without the bees. Yeah, without the bees, you wouldn't have half of the loveliness you have. If bees died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, what do we have? You have another one. 1 year directly after that.
1785. I like this one. We did this one last year. Also the one you were talking about, where she was she basically was in house arrest for the rest of her life, or whatever.
Yeah, murdered hundreds of women, and then just only got house arrest. Talk about a slap on the wrist, you know?
Yeah, well, she couldn't leave her home for the rest of her life. First balloon flight across the English Channel by Jean-Pierre Blanchard and John Jeffries in 1785.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And that's pretty
Yeah, we
wild
did
when you think about it. Like, balloons have no control, so, they just, literally cast to the wind. Good luck, you know?
Woo-hoo-hoo. Look
Yeah.
at this.
5 years after that...
in Pennsylvania in this history show.
Yep. 5 years after that, in 1790, during the French Revolution, a major riot broke out in Versailles as people demanded lower bread prices. People's got to eat,
right.
you know? Yeah.
Yeah, dude, bread, like, look at the price of the bread is now.
Oh, man, dude. Yeah, like, we're,
like, people riding for bread now?
Yeah.
They'd probably be riding, I see people riding over their internet prices before they ride over bread now.
Dude, people were pulling knives on each other during the toilet paper shortage. Remember that? Like, I literally, remember I told you the story? I literally sent toilet paper through the mail to family members. Like, who the hell does that? Like, those were wild times.
Dude, what I don't understand is why the hell people are freaking out over toilet paper.
Because everything was getting closed down, and we had a shortage or something, and I don't remember the exact reasons, but it was pandemonium, you know, like.
I know. I remember going into a Walmart, not knowing about the toilet paper pandemonium going on.
That must have been.
I was just going in there, and I was looking for paper towels and maybe some toilet paper, but luckily we still had enough.
Yeah.
But we were going down the aisle for something else, and all of a sudden I'm like, why is all the toilet paper gone? Yeah. And then I see these signs a minimal of one case per person. I was like, what?
Yeah, I remember to refresh, your memory, and if anybody hasn't heard the story, basically, during all the toilet paper shortage, all that time, in 2020 and everything, my birth mother, who lives, in a different state and everything. She was talking about they're getting low on toilet paper, and she was literally starting to work on crocheting squares for reusable toilet paper. She would use them and then throw them in the wash and all that stuff. She was literally making, crochet squares, for toilet paper. No way in hell anybody in my family is going to be wiping their ass with crocheted squares. I found her toilet paper, and I sent it to her through the mail twice. Twice I did this. Wow, it's so wild when you think about it, because who sends toilet paper through the mail? That's not something normally that happens. So, yeah.
Well, I've seen stranger things, but
I have not. Or are you talking about the show, or?
Well, I've heard and seen stranger things being mailed through the mail, but whatever. Yeah. We're not going to talk about that here.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to move back into the history here. It was 1830. The first U.S. railroad station opened in Baltimore, which is in Maryland. All right. Well.
Baltimore. You forgot to say Baltimore.
Baltimore, Boston, New York, Philadelphia. They don't
say it like that in Philadelphia. It's Philly.
Philly.
It's Philly here. And they don't say Pennsylvania either. They say PA.
And then, of course, there's New Jersey. Hey, we have a situation here,
Boys here.
Yeah. Anyway, 1835, the HMS Beagle with Charles Darwin on board dropped anchor off the Konos Archipelago. Okay. So. And, Alice, do you want to tell us what happened in 1861?
1861? Yeah, I suppose. We got some Florida troops take over Fort Marion and at St. Augustine in the U.S. Civil War.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Also in 1862, we have the Romney campaign. Stonewall Jackson marched towards Romney in West Virginia.
Yeah, Stonewall Jackson eventually got shot by one of his own troops, a friendly fire incident. They mistook him for some Union cavalrymen or something, and he got shot and he died from complications a couple days later. So,
yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
You got,
but also fortunate.
Yeah. You got two 1868s. Wow.
I didn't condone death, but I mean, it was whatever. So.
You got a couple 1868s here, if you'd like to take them.
Do I have a couple 1868s?
Yes, you did.
Okay, let's see here. We got Arkansas Constitutional Convention meets in Little Rock. Also, same day, Mississippi does a constitutional convention as well, and they meet in Jackson.
Huh. So, like, that's
So,
obviously after the Civil War, so I wonder, like, you know, if this is, like, well, it has to be part of, like, you know, the reunification, reconstruction, you know, process and all that stuff, you know, going over their laws and everything, like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that, yada yada, you know?
Damn, can I do the next couple too?
Go for it.
Okay, so we have the African-American inventor William Purvis receives a patent for the fountain pen.
Woo!
Boop, 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 boop.
Yep.
But then we have, you know, because I'm Lady Death, I had to do
Here we
this
go,
one.
Lady Death rears her head again.
Yeah, so we have a mine explosion that kills 100 in Krebs, Oklahoma. Black's trying to help rescue white survivors driven away with guns.
Wow.
We did this one. You remember we talked about these ones last year.
Wow. You know, like, people today think that blacks are, you know, oppressed. They have no idea what they're talking about. You know?
Dude, they were trying to help and they got shot.
They were literally trying to help and they got told to go away at gunpoint. Like, that is, like, wow. What the actual hell, dude. Like,
I don't even know.
Yeah.
People, you know, I'm glad that most people are not like that anymore. I'm not saying that there isn't people like that out there still, but I'm glad that most people do not see that way when someone's trying to help.
Yeah.
Like, all they were doing was trying to help, and
yep,
they were given away. That's just...
It's just awful stuff. But anyway, 1894 here, William Kennedy Dickinson captured Fred Ott Sneeze as a motion picture at Thomas Edison's Black Maria Studio, West Orange, New Jersey. Speaking of Jersey, you know, and I have another thing here, 1894. I believe this goes along with it as well, but this is from you know, another source. William Kennedy Dickinson received a patent for motion picture film. So those are two completely different stories, but they had on the same day, so they have to be related. You know, like, it's the same guy, same stuff, but that's weird. You know, why they wouldn't mention him getting a patent. So, or probably because it was, you know, Fred Ott Sneeze, he got a patent for, you know, that movie. Not entirely sure how patents work, especially back then. So, but anyway, 1904, and this one's really interesting. Marconi Company established CQD as the first international radio distress signal, later to be replaced by SOS years later. So the first distress signal, look at that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And the CQD means seeking you distress. As it said here, the first international radio distress signal. This was not adopted universally. So, you know, as you know, obviously, you know, it was replaced by the SOS later on. And what else do we got here? 1910, Stanley's Cup Days Arena in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Ottawa Senators defeated Galt, Ontario, 3-1 for a 2-0 sweep of Challenge Series. That's whatever. I'm going to get rid of that from the script here. 1915, during the First World War, Germany's Kaiser Wilhelm approved strategic bombing of Britain, but forbade the bombing of London, fearing his relatives in the royal family might be killed. Wow. Huh. So that's interesting. So, you know, go bomb those guys, but not this city, because leave my family alone. It's like, but Kaiser, I have family in West Ham. Fuck West Ham! Bomb it! Okay, Kaiser. So, anyway. Miss Alice, do you want to tell us about 1916? More...
Yeah, I suppose I can go for 1916. Alright, so... in response to pressure from President Woodrow Wilson, Germany notifies the U.S. State Department that it will abide by strict international rules of maritime warfare.
I don't think that lasted long because, like, didn't he go into unrestricted submarine warfare shortly after? Hold on a second. Let me look this up.
I can't remember.
When did Germany do unrestricted submarine warfare? World War I. Let's see here. Okay, but what year was it? I know what it is. Okay, history, blah, 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 yeah, okay, but when did it happen? Okay, well, it says here, the U-boat campaign started in 1915, So I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that it was already happening. And then this was our response, like, hey, stop with the submarines. You know, you're too effective. Like, you know, oh, yeah, sure, I'll get right on that, bub. So, 1920?
1920, we have 5 duly elected socialist assemblymen are denied by the New York State Assembly.
I don't agree with that. You know, I mean, like, you know, a lot of people would say, oh, but they're socialists. It's like, yeah, but they're duly elected. You know, like, when the people speaks, you gotta listen. You know,
yeah,
like, even if it's a bad decision, it's not
like,
up
even
to
if you
us.
don't agree with it.
You know,
I don't agree with a lot of things, but you know, if they were duly elected, but if they were not duly elected, and like, let's say that there was some sort of fraud going on, then I would have something to say about that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they got in by means of cheating and illegal activities, then yes, they have no right to be there. But if they were actually elected, then they have a right to be there.
Mm-hmm. Now, what do we got here with this Irish thing?
So, we have the Anglo-Irish Treaty ratified in 1922. So, the Anglo-Irish Treaty is ratified by Dáil Éireann by 64 to 57 vote. Now, what is the Anglo-Irish Treaty? It's basically between Britain and Ireland.
Let's see here. The 1921 Anglo-Irish Treaty, commonly known in Ireland as the Treaty, and officially the Articles of Agreement for a treaty between Great Britain and Ireland, was an agreement between the government of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland and representatives of the Irish Republic that concluded the Irish War of Independence. It provided the establishment of the Irish Free State within a year as a self-governing dominion within the community of nations known as the British Empire, a status the same as that of the Dominion of Canada. It also provided Northern Ireland, which had been created by the Government of Ireland Act 1920, as an option to opt out of the Irish Free State, Article 12, which the Parliament of Northern Ireland exercised. So, prefer the reading on the Anglo-Irish Treaty, like the Anglo-Irish Treaty. Please refer to the underbar description below. This link that I'm gathering will be down there after the live stream, as I said at the top. So, yeah.
Well, we also have 1923, the Baltimore Sun warns of the 3K group.
Yeah, the 3K, yeah. Not good. And we're not talking about the Cool Kids Club. That's a different, one. Like, this is the bad one.
No, this is... Or no, actually, you know what was it? Kim Kardashian actually said we should call ourselves the KKK Club.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because they're all spelled. All their names are spelled with a K.
Oh,
the 3 big sisters.
Kim, Chloe, and who?
Everybody. One of her sisters just looks her like, "Are you serious?"
Absolutely stupid.
I actually just said it anyway. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I heard that." Like, I thought it was a joke, but.
Well, I brought up the Cool Kids Club thing because there actually was, I think it was the UK, speaking of Britain or something, but I think it was the UK, but there was some European thing that happened, and they were the Cool Kids Club with 3 Ks, and that didn't last long for whatever reason, now not everybody, knows about the Klan, that's a US thing, you go to Europe, you ask them about that, they're not really going to know, so... international miscommunications and unknowing, kind of what was it? It wasn't Dasani, was it Sparklets? I think Sparklets is not sold in the UK at all because they had a whole advertising campaign about their water has more spunk in it, and to our language, spunk is like energy. It's getting you spunky, it's getting you going, but in the UK, spunk is male tears. Essentially. So
jeez.
Yeah, so people are like, I'm not gonna buy a water with jizz in it. What the hell? So
okay, yeah. Anyways, I believe it's your turn.
1927, commercial transatlantic telephone service was inaugurated between New York City and London. All right, that's pretty cool. All the way back in 1927, they're calling each other. And I actually saw a video not too long ago about all the cables that run underwater and everything for internet and all that stuff. It's really interesting. 1927 as well, the Harlem Globetrotters played their first game in Hinckley, Illinois. All right. We all know about it. The Globetrotters still a thing today? Not sure. Let's see. Globetrotters. The Harlem Globetrotters. Tickets. can we get tickets? Harlem Gold. Okay, they do have a website. I think they're still around, question mark. Oh, great. Now they're getting woke. That's right. I remember they went woke. Okay, well, never mind. I don't want to watch them anymore. Anyway, 1928, a disastrous flood of the River Thames killed 14 people and caused extensive damage to much of the riverside of London. Whoa. That's not good. 1929, French inventor Robert Bureau launched the first radiosonde, a battery-powered telemetry instrument carried into the atmosphere to measure various parameters and transmit them by radio to a ground receiver. Okay, let me look this up. Radiosonde. Let's that's a new word.
Hey, did you say 1928 on there?
Yes, I did. About the River Thames.
It's not on mine.
It's not? You're right, it is.
Yeah, I have 1927 and 1929. I have Harlem.
You are correct. That is from another source. So.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure. So, yeah. But yeah, because I had the Harlem Globetrotters and then Buck Rogers. I was like, wait a second.
Yeah. Anyway, I have the wiki up here for a radiosonde. Let me add this here. But yeah, it says here it's an instrument carried into the atmosphere, usually by a weather balloon that measures various atmospheric parameters and transmits them by radio to a ground receiver. Modio radiosondes measure or calculate the following variables: altitude, pressure, temperature, relative humidity, wind, both at speed and direction, cosmic ray readings at high altitude, and geographical position, the latitude and longitude. Radiosondes measuring ozone concentration are known as ozone sondes, so they have those too. So all sorts of scientific instruments we have up in our atmosphere measuring all sorts of whatnots and doodads and things. Interesting. All the way back in 1929, we were doing stuff like that. Yeah. That's pretty wild.
Hell yeah. It's interesting, though.
Yep. We have something here, 1931.
1931, we've got the Guy Menzies files the first solo nonstop trans-Tasman flight from Australia to New Zealand in 11 hours and 45 minutes. Crash landing on New Zealand's west coast.
He made it!
Sorry.
Hey, a landing's a landing. You're on the ground. You know, the plane might be a little broken, but you know what? We landed.
We might have done it.
We can't get back, but oh well.
Well, you know, he did it.
Yeah. Oh, Alice. 1934.
1934, let me scroll down here.
We both gotta do this in unison.
Alright, ready?
Yeah. Flash! Ah! Defender of the universe! Bum 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 bum. Flash Gordon.
He'll save every one of us.
I gotta watch that again. That's a good movie.
Flash Gordon in 1934 was a comic strip created by and drawn by Alex Raymond. Debuts.
Oh.
For those of you who don't know that.
Yep.
But yeah,
you know. Boop, boop, boop.
Boop, boop, boop. Okay, well then we get to go to a little more sad thing in 1934. Yeah. Well,
not really sad, more like disturbing, but...
Yeah, more disturbing, yes. So, in 1935, French Foreign Minister Pierre Laval and Benito Mussolini signed the Franco-Italian Agreement.
What is the Franco-Italian Agreement, you may ask?
What is it indeed?
Well, let's see here. Let's look up this Wikipedia. It was agreed that Italy would not receive territories from the defeated German colonial empire. These territories would be... Okay, well, that's after its victory in World War I, so that's something else. That's just telling me the history of it. Okay, the agreement had the following main terms. A small territory in French Somaliland south of Eritrean Rahiata was to be given to Italian Eritrea. So this is in Africa. The village of Ozo and the surrounding Ozo Strip in French Africa, Chad, was to be given to the Italian Libya. And Italy was given a free hand by the French government to occupy Ethiopia. And that's right, Italy literally was just wrapping up a war to conquer Ethiopia right when World War II, started outbreaking. So they were not ready for the Second World War by any means, Italy. So, yeah. But yeah, no, like, this is why the first, this is why the Second World War, the first year or so was fought in Africa because of all the colonies they had. Like,
yep.
Between France and Germany and Italy and England and all that stuff. Like, it was all. It started off as a not so proxy war, and then it came home. Anyway, speaking of wars, we got something here in 1940.
1940 Winter War. The Finnish 9th Division defeats the Soviet forces on Rate-Suomenniemen Road despite being significantly outnumbered.
Yeah, the Finnish were fighting their own war with the Soviet Union. That's why they were on the Axis powers, because Germany was their only way of protection. Otherwise, the Soviets would have just steamrolled them. And Finland was actually used as a belligerent during Operation Barbarossa, which was Germany's invasion of Russia. So yeah, just to keep a little bit of them occupied. So.
Yep. That's the World War.
Yep, and you got another more World War thing probably here, 1941.
1941, yeah, we got the New Fourth Army Incident. 1941, the New Fourth Army Incident. Chinese Kuomintang forces under orders of Chiang Kai-shek fire on surrounded communists. The New Fourth Army at Malone, Hanoi Province, killing or capturing 7,000 troops.
Dang. I keep hearing a clicking sound, and it sounds like there's something in the room, but it has to be coming from outside. It's weird.
It's probably the wind chime that's next door to me.
No, it's coming from my side. It's outside. I can hear it coming from the window. I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, we have in 1942, we have a World War II siege of Bataan in the Philippines starts. Americans and Filipino forces surrender in April. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, the Japanese were relentless. Moving on up to 1944. Sorry, what?
You're going to like this one. You're going to like this one. I was going to say, you got to take this one.
The U.S. Air Force announced production of the first U.S. jet fighter, the Bell P-59. Woo!
Let's go see what it looks like, baby.
Ooh, this one. I remember this one.
Okay. Ooh, sleek and pretty.
Yeah. What is that damn noise? It's like a bird or something. I wish I had a pellet gun and, just shut up.
Oh, no. Oh, don't say that online.
What?
There are bird enthusiasts out there. Hey, do we have anybody in chats right now or anything? We haven't actually looked for a while.
Let's see here. There appears to be nothing on Rumble, and there is nothing on YouTube. Nobody's watching on YouTube, and we had a couple viewers on Rumble. We have actually nobody watching. Nobody's watching us except for Ghost here.
You and I.
Oh well.
Yeah, except for Ghost. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Ghost, for being there.
Thank you, Ghost.
We love you.
So, anyway, moving on up to 1945, the last surface engagement between the Allies and Japanese in the Pacific Campaign, World War II. Wow. The war is already actually, the war ended in August of 45, and there's still ground fighting, and then, didn't Truman officially declare an end to war earlier, yesterday? Or not yesterday, but, in mid-December of 1945? I'm pretty sure.
I can't remember. To be honest.
Anyway, 1946, Cambodia became autonomous state inside the French Union. Okay, more of these, colonies and everything. So, but what do you got here for 1948?
Oh, well, since the loon's not here, I can't do 1947.
Well, let's do it anyway, just for spirit. So.
Hey, Papa Dukes, this is for you. In 1947, Australia versus England at MCG, drawn in 6 days. First cricket draw in Australia since 1882.
Wow, that's a long time. That's like 60 years. About.
That's like 1 year of your life, right, in 6 days.
What?
That's so mean. For every day it's a year, so it's 6 years of your life.
By the way, it's a 65-year difference. I just did the math.
Yeah. Hey!
But anyway, take this 48.
I'm not playing 48. Which, okay. The first one or second one?
Both.
Alright, so we have 2 and 48 on the same day, same year. Thomas Manto, a pilot for the Kentucky Air National Guard, crashes while pursuing a supposed UFO.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then also same day, same year, we have Marshall Plan taxes. U.S. President Harry Truman raises taxes for the Marshall Plan to assist in rebuilding Europe after World War II. See, that's something I'm okay with doing. If you're going to rebuild, well, even if it's not our country, but I mean, we should rebuild our country now. But, I mean, helping the country after devastation of bombing and stuff, I do believe that, being that we were involved too for it and some of that was our fault, we should rebuild people's homes like that. But, to an extent. Not, it should be just us solely paying for it.
Oh no, the Marshall Plan was more than just us. That was it was created by some guy named Marshall, obviously. But a lot of Europe was involved in it. Actually, let me look this up here really quick. Marshall Plan.
Yeah. See, I'm all for rebuilding, after devastation like that, after a huge war of such, and especially when we were involved in many other countries, we all should have a little price to pay for it if we bombed.
The Marshall Plan, officially the European Recovery Program, aka ERP, or the Foreign Assistance Act of 1948, or the long title, an act to promote world peace and the general welfare, national interest, and foreign policy of the United States through economic, financial, and other measures necessary to the maintenance of conditions abroad in which free institutions may survive and consistent with the maintenance of the strength and stability of the United States, is an economic recovery program to... from the U.S. transferred $13.3 billion, equivalent to $173 billion as of 2023, and in foreign aid to Europe and all that stuff. But that doesn't mean that people didn't skim some stuff off the top, because that always happens. But anyway, before we continue on, we've just been joined by...
Yeah, the Golden Loon. Good morning from the Pacific Coast time.
Yeah. Hey, since we're right here, can I just reread one?
Go for it.
Real quick.
Love to hear.
Hey, Papa Dukes in 1947, Australia versus England at the MCG drawn in 6 days. First cricket draw in Australia since 1882.
Oh, you did that to me? Oh, I'm hurting.
I had to repeat that
Alice,
one just one more time.
Well, I mean, it's...
Welcome to the show. Thank you.
See, it's because she can't do anything to get to me whenever I talk, about her being from Wisconsin. So she does the next best thing. She goes to you because she knows that you can do something to me.
Well, let's put it like this. Yesterday's show, which you were sorely missed, has a little plunket on there. Something about Wisconsin or Minnesota.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Just a nice little plunket down there.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we have something about that kind of has something to do a little bit with Minnesota and kind of Wisconsin, but not really. Maybe you could join it and you can hear about it.
Okay. When? This afternoon?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm kicking, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on the peanut.
All right.
It's PC friendly for the most part.
PC friendly.
That sounds less interesting already.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're where we're at. So after 48, we have 49 here. We have the first photo of genes taken at the University of Southern California by Pease and Baker.
Well, by genes, she means genetic material.
Oh, okay.
Not genes.
Yeah, genetic material. Genes with a G.
First photo
not a J.
Gene.
Who the hell is Gene? Gene Simmons? Let's get
No.
healthy! Yay! I don't see you moving those pawns, hon.
A big fat strawberry or something.
I'm pretty sure Gene Simmons is the bass player.
That whole thing.
Made millions of it too.
Yeah.
No, dude, that's Gene Simmons is the bass player to Kiss.
Oh,
that's right. Oh, that's right.
Then who is the guy? Who is the dancing dude? Something
Simmons, but
Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons, yeah.
Gene Simmons is
Richard
pissed
Simmons.
right now. I was never the strawberry guy.
Simmons. Yeah, Richard Simmons is your dancing guy.
I mean,
he brought a lot.
He can probably fit a strawberry.
I'm glad you corrected that.
He can probably fit a strawberry on his tongue, though. You know?
Dude, I loved it when Richard Simmons would go on like the Jay Leno show, like just his you know, always come out in his jogging suit thing.
Shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Dude, he was so animated and so fucking funny.
A tank top. A tank top. Yeah.
With the tank, yeah.
Also known as a wife beater.
With the spandex, that's like tight spandex, but like kind of a loose one, like rayon or something. I don't know what fabric it was, but yeah. He usually was patriotic too. Sometimes he'd come out in the like red, white, and blue shorts with the red, white, and blue shirt.
Yeah. What if he's still alive?
Anyways, we got
that's a
here.
good question. Let's see here. Richard Simmons.
Getting off topic a bit.
Oh, that happens. Richard Simmons. Let's see here. Wikipedia. He is alive. He's 75 today.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
What? Today's his birthday?
Am I older than everybody?
Yes.
Man,
what?
oh man.
Richard Simmons' birthday's today?
No.
No. Wait, is it?
Oh, I thought you said
no,
today.
July 12th. No, it is not July.
Oh, okay.
We just looked up
I
to
was
see
like,
if he
what?
was alive.
Yeah. He was active from 1968 to 2014, so that's quite a while.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, moving on up, 1940, we got that one. 1950, a mental health wing of Mercy Hospital burned, killing 41 in Davenport, Iowa. Yikes.
Oh,
That's
dude, you should have had me have that one, man.
I should have, but, you know, like...
No, instead you gave her cricket.
Yeah, no, she took it herself. No, she even made a comment that, you know, oh, well, Lou's not here, so I'm not even going to read this one. And I'm like, well, you can do it in spirit, you know, and she did.
So I did.
And then you came,
I read it twice.
and then we went back.
The spirit moved me. I'm not going to tell you what kind of movement it was.
I can guess. No.
It
Anyway,
was a movement.
1955, 20-year-old future world heavyweight boxing champion Floyd Patterson scored a fifth-round technical knockout of Willie Troy in a non-title super middleweight bout at New York's Madison Square Garden. All right.
Madison, one of the smallest lightweight, as far as weight goes, heavyweights champions. He is one of the lightest, if not the lightest. Very small for a heavyweight. He moved up in class and still won.
Huh.
Dude, I love the picture. He looks like a cowboy.
Yeah, I call him the boxing cowboy, you know? So.
Ooh.
1958. Oh, you found something else?
No, 1955 is a good one.
Okay, go for it.
1955, Marian Anderson becomes the first African American to perform with the New York Metropolitan Opera, singing the role of Ulrica. Ulrica in Giuseppe Verdi's Un ballo in Maschera, or Maschera, or I don't know I can't do Italian, I'm sorry. But she was the first African American woman to be part of that. I think that's pretty cool.
The first black U.S. citizen, you know? Because the term African American makes no sense to me. I've said this 1,001 times. Elon Musk is an African American, and he's whiter than me.
Yeah, but it's kind of a defining thing.
It's stupid. Still. It's technical jargon.
Yes, it is, but
you know?
Still
58, right? If you want me to go to.
But why are we separating?
Okay.
Why are we using things to separate people? If you're born in this country, you're an American. Why, if you're black, you're suddenly an African American? We're all of African descent. If you go back far enough, you know. So, like, what
maybe
the hell?
this is a topic for the peanut for the future. We could have this as a discussion of the peanut in the future.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to write that in real quick? So, like, for future,
yes. Let's see here. Where's kicking the peanut?
Because I'm not able to do that with the position. I have a staff on my
American term. There we go. I just put it in there.
Yeah, we don't have to do it tonight, but we can do it like in the future. It's just something for
we'll get to it when we get to it. So.
Yeah, we'll get to it when we get to it.
But anyway, let's move on up. You got it 1958 here. We actually spoke about this yesterday, so that's a little weird.
Hell yeah. 1958, Gibson Guitars receives U.S. patent for their Flying V electric guitar model, eventually used by Albert Collins, also Jimi Hendrix, Mark Bolan of T-Rex, Dave Davies of the Kinks, Billy Gibbons of ZZ Top.
Yeah, we literally did talk about that yesterday, remember?
Yeah, we did. And what so many major players use that V-Top. Of course, ZZ Top, I love. And Hendrix is one of the best all time.
Mm-hmm.
So am I doing 58 or 59 here?
You can do them both if you want.
Alright, so apparently the USSR in 1958 reduces their army to 300,000 strong.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
That seems a little small.
But we also have a gangster in 59. American gangster Meyer Lansky flees Cuba for the Bahamas due to the Cuban Revolution and rise of Fidel Castro. He was a mobster and financier.
Oh, and speaking of that, Alice, what do you got here? Like, ties right into that.
Oh, yes, in 1959, U.S. recognizes Fidel Castro's Cuban government. Only to regret it later.
Yep. Fidel Castro, the biological father of Justin Trudeau.
So, boy, did Castro Reavers really
allegedly.
Us. You know, we backed him in the invasion.
Yeah.
Invasion.
Yeah. Never trust a commie.
No, I don't think it's been confirmed.
He didn't identify himself as a commie.
Yeah.
Well, Xander, I don't think it's been confirmed, so I would say allegedly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, like look at a picture between the two. Like, you know, like Justin Trudeau looks more like Fidel Castro than he does his quote unquote dad Pierre. So
you know, remember how I was telling you that, you know, there's like maybe only 300 to 400 like facial templates that are around, so there are sometimes crazy similarities between people's faces.
Okay.
I don't know. It's alleged, but like we don't want to say something and then get you mad at us.
That's all fine and good. However, there is evidence of Pierre Trudeau's wife, Justin Trudeau's mother, going down, and she was very promiscuous. That was very known. You know, this is all stuff, you know, I've seen from other sources. So if you don't believe me, go look it up yourself. But she was very promiscuous, and she was down in Cuba entertaining Fidel Castro around 9 months before Justin was born. Put the pieces together.
Allegedly.
You know, no, she was there.
Okay, I'm not saying, but allegedly.
Well, I mean, you know, you'll never get.
And I agree with her.
You will never get the full story. You got to figure it out yourself.
DNA if he
yeah, I know. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying we gotta be careful on YouTube, you know.
We should call for a DNA test, honestly.
Canadian government.
It's not even in our country.
I don't care.
None of our business.
I don't. It's a world problem. So. Anyway, moving on up to 1962, an assassination attempt failed on Indonesian President Sukarno. Huh. And he was the first president of Indonesia, so... Wow. That would have been horrible. He was the first president of Indonesia, and then if he had gotten assassinated, that's not a good record right there. No. But then in 1965, France announced it will convert $150 million of its currency to gold. That's a good move. You know? Yeah.
What country again?
France. Chicoise.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And also in 65, twin brothers were held in custody in London, charged with abduction and murder. Ugh. That's not good. So.
Was that the two brothers that killed their parents?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Like, I'm going by memory.
Just the idea of that is just beyond atrocious to me. Like, why would anybody, like... Killing is one thing. Killing is awful to begin with. Yeah. And then, you know, you start killing, friends, family members, parents, children. Like how sick, you know, does a rabbit hole go? It's just, God. Ugh. Anyway, 1966, Gene Knitsky defeated Lou Thesz in St. Louis to become NWA Wrestling Champion. And that is not the Attitude Rap Group. That's a different NWA. So, this is the National Wrestling Alliance or something like that, I believe. The NWA. But anyway, Miss Alice, you got some space one here in 68.
68.
Yeah.
The Surveyor 7.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, we have the Surveyor 7. It's the last spacecraft of the Surveyor series. Lifts off for spicy space.
So what was the Surveyor program? So.
Also, the first class U.S. postage was raised from 5 to 6 cents too. Remember that. That happened in 68 as well.
Okay.
And now, like, how much is a postage stamp these days? Jeez. I remember when. I remember when.
Do you know how much a postage stamp is today? Like, is it $1 or something?
No, I really don't. But it's not $1. Well, I don't know. I have no idea because I don't do any of the mail.
Actually, hang on 1 second. Give me 1 second. I can answer this right away.
Give me 1 second.
Postage stamps here. I know where they are.
All right.
In fact, we mail out very little mail.
Yeah.
It's all done. All our billing is done electronically.
Well, it says there's one here that are 66 cents. You know, it really depends on the stamps and the make and model and all that stuff. But anyway,
I do remember back in the 50s, it was 2 cents and 3 cents for an airmail.
Huh. Anyway, the Surveyor program we're talking about here, Surveyor 7. The Surveyor program was a NASA program that from June of 66 until January of 68 sent 7 robotic spacecraft to the surface of the moon. Its primary goal was to demonstrate the feasibility of soft landings on the moon. The Surveyor craft were the first U.S. spacecraft to achieve soft landing on an extraterrestrial surface. Interesting stuff. So,
actually, it doesn't even tell you the price on the stamps that my boyfriend has.
Wow. That tells us something.
Yeah, you can only buy them in like packs or something like that. Or not packs, but like in strips. He went down to the post office. I'll have to ask him how much they were, but I'm assuming they're probably like $10 or something.
Oh, for a strip, yeah. It's probably something like 79
Well,
cents.
maybe not. Maybe not a strip
They
like
have
that.
what's called a forever stamp.
Yeah.
They came out with about 7, 8, 9 years.
Yeah,
ago.
they're
You can buy
called
as many as you
forever
want, they're good
stamps,
forever.
Yeah.
That covers the postage.
Yeah, I was just looking at this. Like, Love 2024 stamps, forever 66 cents. You know, there's global forever stamps. You know, so.
Well, they're the same price as they are today.
Oh.
But they last forever.
Yeah.
In other words, if you have a 66-cent stamp and it goes up to 76 cents, you got to come up with a 10-cent stamp.
So
unless it's a forever stamp.
A forever stamp is forever.
Yes. So, but anyway, Alice, you got speaking of money and such. What happened in 1969 here? The second one.
Give me a second here. 1969 or 79?
69.
The next 1960, the first one. Okay,
The
so we have the
second one.
dance.
The second one.
Okay. Oh, U.S. Congress doubles the presidential salary.
Oh, how nice. Huh.
I think they should.
Oh, I would barely call this an art fair, but okay.
No, we should quarter it. You know.
Trump never took a salary. I think he took $1 a year.
1970.
He didn't need a salary.
No.
He donated his whole salary.
When he went in.
I think he's the first president to do that. But I'm not sure about that. But anyways, in 1970, farmers sue Max Yasgur for $35,000 in damages caused by the Woodstock Festival.
Not surprising.
Yeah, all of these save the world hippies. They just leave trash everywhere they go. You know, like.
Yeah. Do you know what I find funny? Is they call it the Woodstock Music and Art Fair, but I never once saw anything that like showed art.
Yeah.
Except for people bringing their own crap there, but they weren't. I don't think. Well, I'm sure like unless I call art drugs that they were selling.
Well, anyway,
drink the bad. There's bad Kool-Aid going around.
You want to take this 71 here?
I suppose. Alright, so we have a negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit in Holly Lake, Arizona, which is a state record for Arizona, negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, which is also negative 40 degrees Celsius, so I guess that's where they meet. Because I do know at one point, you know, on both sides of the spectrum, you know, positive and negative on the temperature scale, things get to one, be it Celsius or Fahrenheit, and then it gets to the other. So, like, eventually they do meet in the negatives, and I believe it says here, negative 40. So, maybe that's the meet. But anyway, 365 days later, in 1972, we have the discovery of the first black hole, Cygnus X1, in the constellation Cygnus, reported in a paper, Nature, by Louis Webster and Paul Meriden. Now, you know, like, up until recently, like, black holes have always been more of a theoretical thing, like, you know, from Einstein's calculations, because the term singularity in scientific language means I don't know. It's literally beyond physics. Like, it is beyond anything we can calculate. It is out of this universe, you know. And it wasn't until we got the famous, you know, donut, you know, the orange ring, the actual photographic evidence of a black hole, that now we have tangible proof that they exist, you know. Like, even though
was the date of that?
No, that was like, you know, 2018 or something. This was 72. This was a discovery, but they were still theoretical.
Yeah, okay.
So they could have said, "Oh, we discovered this," but it was still black holes were still in theoretics.
Yeah.
They weren't yet tangibly
We think
proven.
It's a black hole. It's there, but we're not sure what it is.
Yes.
We can't prove it.
Exactly. So, anyway, 1972 as well, Iberian Airlines plane crashed in an 800-foot peak on island of Ibiza. 104 people died. Yikes.
Ibiza, where the heck is that?
Ibiza. Island of Ibiza. Let me look at that up here really quick. Island of Ibiza. It's in Spain. Huh.
Must be a tall mountain.
800 feet.
That's not tall.
No. Oh. Anyway, 1972 as well, Lewis F. Powell Jr. became a U.S. Supreme Court Justice. Lewis Powell, that sounds familiar. Lewis F. Powell.
I don't remember him.
I know about Colin Powell, you know?
Yeah, we all know about Colin Powell.
Yeah.
He's in your colon, right, Powell?
No.
I get it.
There was a big effort to get him to run for president.
Right now. Oh, he's in your colon right now.
Yeah.
Nowell. I mean,
and then we also have William Hubbs Rehnquist was sworn in as a Supreme Court Justice. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
William
why do we have these?
I remember.
Yeah. 1973, Mark, Alice, why don't you take this one? Because this is a bit kind of crazy, so...
Give me 1 second here, what year?
1973, it is the fourth one. Mark
The
Essex.
fourth one. Okay, so in 1973, Mark Essex mass shooting comes to an end after he is shot by police more than 200 times on the roof of the New Orleans Holiday Inn Hotel. He killed 9 people, including 5 policemen.
Wow.
200 times shot.
See,
Jeez.
that means multiple times they unloaded, reloaded, unloaded again, reloaded.
How many people fired at him?
That is true as well, but the first thing that popped in my mind is poor Alex Murphy getting turned into Swiss cheese in RoboCop.
Dude, he probably his body was probably he probably lost limbs.
That's what I was saying. He probably turned into Alex Murphy. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
He looked like a bombing. He looked like a bombing victim after all that.
Anyway, let's move on to 79, Vietnam.
79. We go to 79. Hey, what? We're in 79.
The last 79.
The Minnesota ends Philadelphia Flyers NHL record for 35-game unbeaten streak.
No, that's 1980.
Oh, oops. Sorry. I read that wrong. I had
Freaking
dyslexia.
Alice.
I'm sorry.
Is this 79 and 1981? Oh, yeah, that's 79, yeah.
Okay, sorry. No, when I was looking at my eyes, read it wrong. Sorry. I have bad eyes. I need glasses.
You have special
So
eyes.
in 1979, Vietnamese forces capture Phom Penh, or Penny? From Khmer Rouge.
Huh.
Rogue?
Rouge.
I don't know what that means. I can't read any of that.
That's a big name in the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. Sorry, I read it. I was I can't read it right now. So.
Yep.
But yeah, Khmer Rouge. Okay, sorry. I thought there was an R right between the H and the M. I was like, Khmer. Yeah, sorry. My dyslexia is coming out at its finest right now.
The loon here wants this Pretenders here, so take this one too.
Take this one, Papa Dukes.
No, you take it.
Only for the jelly roll is why I said you gotta go.
Yeah.
Look at that thing.
Oh yeah, the hair.
Yeah.
Jeez. Pete Pardon. Christy Hind. Yep, so the Pretenders, Real Records releases Pretenders, the debut album of the Pretenders in the UK. How many times do I have to say the Pretenders?
I don't know.
More than you want to hear.
But anyways, I'm glad that the Minnesota North Stars ended the Philadelphia Flyers NHL record 35-game unbeaten streak. Yeah, leave it to the North Stars.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a 35-game unbeaten streak. That's a big thing in hockey.
Wins and ties. Oh, that's huge.
Oh, yeah, that's major. Oh, shit, we also got 1980 here. U.S. President Jimmy Carter authorizes legislation to bail out the Chrysler Corporation with a $1.5 billion loan. Oof.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, way to go there, buddy. And how many times have the auto industry keep coming back? There right now, I think there's been stuff in the last few months going on with that stuff.
Yep.
Credit to Chrysler, though, they paid it not only back on time, but early.
Oh, good.
And all the interest.
That's unusual.
Yeah.
That's unusual. 1982. You got one here. It's hockey. It's right up your alley.
Which one?
82.
After Jimmy Carter?
Islanders.
Yeah, we got the Islanders. Brian Tatier's 10th career hat trick.
That's a bunch.
Yeah. Which, by the way, what invented hat tricks?
Go
I
away.
keep forgetting. You're the one that remembers it.
Come
I
on,
don't
you
know.
just say
I
it.
forgot now. Totally forgot. Cricket!
Hold on a second. Does it sound a little bit like this? Anyway, 1985, the space probe, the Japanese space probe Sakigage or whatever, was launched to Halley's Comet. All right. Yo, Alice, you should let somebody know about that their comet got launched at.
Oops. Well, I'm sorry.
1989, Akito became the 125th Emperor of Japan after the death of his father, Hirohito. And as we know, Hirohito was the Emperor of Japan during World War II.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
So he ruled till 69?
89.
89.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we allowed him to remain in there,
Yeah.
Like, which is like, like we were being way more than, like accommodable. We had every right to just go in there, depose him, kill him, like.
Yeah. War crimes or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever
like,
the victor wants to do. Yeah.
Yeah, they got off so lucky, like. If on multiple accounts, I mean, people are like, oh, the atomic bombs, yada yada, yeah, that's awful. But a land invasion would have killed millions.
The one thing they really needed to be tried for, as Germany was what they did to the Chinese.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's on the same scale as what they did to the Jews over there.
Yeah, well, I mean, like what the Japanese did to the Chinese was awful. What the Russians did to themselves. I mean, like it got to the point.
Yeah, but that was in World War II. The Russians weren't in World War II what they did to themselves.
Yes, they did. They did that before. The Great Purge was in the 30s.
That's before
And the Great Terror.
II.
Yes.
Yeah, before World War II.
Yeah, and Japan was doing that to China before World War II as well.
And during.
Yeah. Yes. Meanwhile, Germany, had the smallest time, and the less amount killed, but they're the ones getting all the broadcasts.
Yeah.
So, but no, like it got to a point where Russia. And I'm not being funny. They literally had more soldiers than Germany had bullets.
Yeah.
So they could just zap Brannigan and just throw wave after wave of men until, they just Zerg rush them to death. So. Anyway, 1990, the Tower of Pisa closed to the public after leaning too far, and I believe it has since been reopened or something.
I don't think it is. I don't think it's leaning any.
It's not sinking. No, they've stabilized it. Is the Tower of Pisa open to the public? Let's see here. Leaning Tower of Pisa, blah blah blah, is known for the tower is okay. Well, but let me know. Is it open to the public?
Can't they just say no or yes?
Yeah, like it's giving me an entire thesis on it, and I just how to visit the Leaning Tower? Is it open? Yes or no? Tell me. Leaning Tower of Pisa opening hours. Okay, here, let's check this out. It's just the same goddamn thing. Oh well. Well, I think it is open to the public. Yeah, right here. It's Tower of Pisa tourist information. So I believe it is. From December 5 to 8, it's open from 9 to 18:30.
That doesn't mean you can go in it though. It just means it's go on the grounds. And it could be. I don't know.
I don't know either. We're already past our hour, so if anybody wants to figure that out for us, let us know in the comment sections. Can you go into the Leaning Tower of Pisa anymore? No. But anyway, 1991, Saddam Hussein prepared his troops for what he said will be a long, violent war against the U.S. Well, it wasn't long, but it surely was violent.
Yeah.
It was very violent.
Yeah.
Mainly because of the speed. It was violence that he had no idea we were capable of.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was getting ready for a war of attrition.
And
well, we took his country in 36 hours.
But not only that, our fire range on our tanks, we could take out their tanks before they could even see us.
Yeah,
they didn't have that kind of range.
And let's not forget the highway of death.
Yeah.
God,
yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that moved was dead.
Yeah. So, Alice, you want to tell us what happened in 1992, AT&T?
Give me 1 second here. My computer got cold.
All right. While you're dealing with that, I'll go ahead and take it. AT&T released a video telephone, $1,499. Oh, look at that video phone.
Yeah.
Video phone though.
Yeah, I know.
That's Jetsons.
Yeah.
Okay,
1992.
yeah, I got to it, and yeah, so.
Yeah.
Hey!
You know what?
We
Let's
got
see here. AT&T video telephone, 1992. Let's look this up here. 1992. So let's see here. I want images. Okay, yeah. So it's just like it's a little video. So,
yeah. Well, it's gonna be, yeah.
But I'll bet. But dude, can you imagine having that in your office or in your home? Like, you can see. That granted, that's no bigger than an iPhone screen. Actually, that's smaller than an iPhone screen now. But
but that's huge.
But yeah, 1992. Like that's incredible. Be like the Jetsons.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Like, and then they're having here, like, showcasing both sides. They have the grandparents over here, and then they have the rest of the family, and you can actually see each other live on call.
Yeah.
In 1992.
Yeah.
For the low price of $1,500. You might have to take.
You need 2 of them for your family if you're.
Yeah, that's true. You're going to now need $3,000 plus tax. You might have to take out a second mortgage, but hey, it's worth it, right? So. Anyway, Alice, are you back yet? Can you take the 1993 Bosnian War?
1993. Well, I was gonna talk about that cricket guy from Pakistan for you.
Let's leave the cricket alone.
Alright, I will. So, 1993, the Bosnian War. The Bosnian army launches a surprise attack on Kravica, a village in Srbenija.
Huh. That's not good.
Probably today.
Huh. 1994.
Talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, well, this is when she was able to become champion. She survived the attack, and then.
Oh, dude! I just shared a picture of this meme of her with that thing I was doing.
Yeah, Tonya Harding. Yeah.
She's the one that did it.
Well, then that's why she. That's
the other one was out.
Then that's why she won.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, she took out. Well, no, that was for the Olympics. I'm pretty sure she took out Nancy Kerrigan's knee.
Yep.
There's a meme of taking a knee who did it best, and it has a picture of Tonya Harding, Colin Kaepernick, and Monica Lewinsky.
Oh God.
Oh man.
Wow.
I'm torn between Monica and Tonya Harding first, and Monica.
Well, as the song goes, a little bit of Monica in my life. I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
The song. What was it called?
Yeah, I forget what it was.
I want to say Mamba. Mamba number 5. That's what it's called.
Wow, what a pull.
Yeah. Mambo number 5. Bump, 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 or however it went. So.
Hey, look at this. We got 1995. Larry Brown posts his 500th career NBA coaching victory following the Indiana Pacers 88-83 road win at the Houston Rockets.
Nice.
And then we got a Patrick Stewart.
Make it so.
We got Captain Jean-Luc Picard,
USS Enterprise.
1995, limited run of Patrick Stewart's one-man show, A Christmas Carol, based on Charles Dickens' novel, closes at Rogers Theatre after only 18 performances.
Yeah, I believe we spoke about it a while ago, a couple weeks ago when he first started it. The one-man show.
We did. That would have been something to see.
That would be interesting. How can you do a one-man show of A Christmas Carol? That's something that needs a cast.
No, I think it's perfect for that. You just do it all on Scrooge.
Yeah.
And his reaction to him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it'd be bad. It'd be very interesting. Like, how do you do it?
I would love to see it, and especially with him.
Yeah.
What a great actor.
I wonder if it's around.
Well, it wouldn't be with him.
Patrick Stewart's Christmas Carol one-man show. I mean, somebody could have been recording it.
He made the movie A Christmas Carol, but not a one-man show.
Now, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Is this the movie? Because... Yeah, this is the movie. One-man show, stage play. Let's see. Oh, here we go. One-man show. Is that Patrick Stewart, though?
Yeah, looks like
no,
it. Oh,
right here?
I can't tell.
Oh, wonderful happiness! Wonderful festival!
No.
But, well...
It'd be a great... with a good actor, it would be really good to see, I think.
One-man... show Christmas Carol This is a not Patrick Stewart one. I don't believe it exists, unfortunately, on video somewhere. But if anybody wants to see what it'd be kind of like, I'm adding that link into the underbar of the description section. Anyway,
Vincent Price in San Francisco, which I've mentioned before, and a one-man show. Vincent Price, I don't know, the scary guy that did all the scary stuff. He did a one-man show up in San Francisco. It was incredible.
Vincent Price. Let me look him up. Vincent Price. Whatever. He doesn't look familiar.
No?
I mean, kind of familiar, but like...
Did all kinds of horror stories.
Huh.
Never heard of him. Oh, well.
I've heard of him, but I just don't know anything beyond the name. But anyway, Miss Alice, 1998, former White House, unless you find anything interesting beforehand.
Yeah, look at that. Speaking of the devil. Former White House. No. Oh, that one? Because I was looking at the one right below.
Oh, another Monica. Okay.
Yeah, because remember about the meme I just said?
Oh, yeah.
I meant... So, oh wow, imagine that. 2 of the 3 people in that meme have popped up in the history show. Is that irony or what?
Huh.
So anyways, 1997, Newt Gingrich nearly re-elected Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives.
All right.
That was the last time Newt Gingrich and President Clinton, Bill Clinton, worked together on balancing the U.S. budget. That was the last time. I don't know if it was this session or when he was re-elected.
Now, I wonder...
Small tidbit.
I wonder where Clinton balanced the budget on.
I'm not asking.
Alice, you got another one here. Speaking
Yeah,
of Clinton.
I know. I was waiting for it. 1998, former White House intern Monica Lewinsky signs affidavit denying she had an affair with President Clinton.
Yeah, well, she did. Well,
yeah, she so freaking did.
Yep.
She got hammered. That was totally unfair.
She got handled.
Yeah.
I gotta go, Julia. We got cows.
Speaking of that, we have more of the Clinton impeachment trial here in '99. President Bill Clinton's impeachment trial began in the U.S. Senate after the House voted to impeach him for lying about his affair with Monica Lewinsky. What a surprise! Look at that. What a freaking scumbag. Am I right? Like, that ain't. Yeah.
He would have gone down as a great president had he kept it in his pants.
Yeah. Well, what's another word for Bill?
I don't know.
Willie. So, I mean, we also have Anthony Weiner, who kept just, sharing the love of photos of his genitalia. Yeah. What's with people with these, Tricky Dick, Richard Nixon, just, screwing us by taking away the gold standard and
That's a little bit different than we're talking about, though.
Yeah, but still, what's with all these people with, names akin to, things like that are just, now they're not the only ones, but it's just fitting,
Right.
So.
Right. You can say that about
When you said what's with, I almost wanted to hear you be like Jerry Seinfeld. What's with this?
What's up with airline food? But anyway, 2010, Muslim gunmen in Egypt killed 9 people after opening fire on a crowd of Coptic Christians. Wow. Oh, yep. And then we also have in 2012 a hot air balloon crashed in Carlton, New Zealand, killing 11. That should have been Alice's. I'm sorry. Like that has Lady Death and New Zealand on it. That is a U article if there was one. So, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
Yeah. 2014, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina won re-election in Bangladesh general election. Okay, that's cool and all,
Well,
but
how
that's
about
not.
this one? I've got 2 2015s that work.
Go for it.
So, 2015, a car bomb explodes in Sana'a, the capital of Yemen, killing 38 people and injuring more than 63.
Yikes.
And then also today in history, in 2015, we had the Charlie Hebdo terror attack happened. The terrorist attack of the offices of the satirical newspaper Charlie Hebdo in Paris kills 12, including Jean Cabot and Stéphane Charbonnier, and injures 11 other people.
Now, Stéphane Charbonnier was a cartoonist. Would this have been the Muslim thing? Like the drawing of Muhammad?
Muhammad.
Ah, Yeah.
So that
Some
is, you say?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because I remember, like, like some cartoonists drew Muhammad, and then they got all pissed and they killed him.
Put what is it, a fatwa or something like that? To kill him?
A fatwa?
I think that's what it's
Maybe.
called.
Yeah.
To put out a death on somebody.
Yeah.
I think that's the word.
Maybe. I'm not. I don't speak Arabic, so. I
Oh
have no
damn!
idea.
2018. This one's because I don't care about like whatever. It snows in the Sahara Desert. 15 inches reported in Ain Safara in northwest Algeria.
Whoa.
I remember that. Like, I remember there was snow, and like in the background you saw sand dunes. It was so weird.
That is weird.
Like, here, actually, let's see. Let's see here. Snow in the Sahara. It was so weird. Like, right here. This is it right here. Let me bigger this. That's snow on sand dunes in the Sahara. Like, that is such a weird image.
Yeah.
You know? Let's see. Snow in the Sahara 2015. Let me specify the search. Well, it's not showing me. What the hell? It just gave me that one image, and now it's disappeared some more.
Right
Yeah.
there.
Wow. Are they trying to suppress it or something? Like,
You got it right there.
I know, but why is there no more than just this one image? You'd think snow in the Sahara, more people would take pictures. You know? But we're just getting like this stupid, Matthew McConaughey movie screenshots. Like, the Sahara.
Yeah.
Like, and then here's this other Sahara.
Not a bad movie, but
It's an okay movie. I like it. So, Anyway, moving on up. 2018 as well. Sydney, Australia had its hottest day for 80 years as Paranormal reached 47.3 degrees. It has to be Celsius.
Yeah, that's
so let's see here.
Celsius. It's like 100. It's 105 degrees.
Hold on a second. Celsius.
I think it's 100 and. It's over 105. I know.
117.14. That's pretty hot.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be over 110 too, but I just couldn't do the math in my head in time.
Yeah. Anyway, 2020, a 6.4 magnitude earthquake in Puerto Rico, island's largest in a century, followed by many aftershocks, caused one death and destroyed 800 homes. Wow.
yeah.
So,
At least it was only one death. It'd be better if it was not.
yeah. Well, I mean, every death is awful. It doesn't matter if it's one or 100,000, or a million or a billion. Death is awful no matter what.
Yeah.
But pretty interesting though. It was only one person who died. Usually these earthquakes take more than one.
Yeah.
So, but then in 2021, U.S. Congress completed the ceremonial certification of Joe Brandon's presidential victory late in the night after an earlier unprecedented breach of the Capitol. More of this propaganda. They're still trying to push that crap. So screw that. Then there's this Kung Flu thing. I'm not going to talk about that. 2021, Elon Musk, co-founder of Tesla, became the world's richest man, worth $186 billion, overtaking Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. So, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And then, let's see here. We have 2021 as well. Facebook chief executive Mark Zuckerberg blocked President Donald Trump from Facebook and Instagram until January 20th, following suspension of his other social media accounts the previous day. So the great banning. And
you don't think there was some kind of shenanigans? I'm not saying it was illegal, but they waited it for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, Miss Alice, I'm going to be adding these into the script right now because I never have before. But we have a 2022, the first, and actually just read off the rest.
Yeah, in 2022 we have the first successful transplant of a pig's heart into a human, then genetically modified pig's heart inserted into a 53-year-old man in Baltimore, Maryland.
Wow, that's interesting. And to steal a line out of South Park, what kind of heart do you have? Oh, my heart is sweet as bacon, hun. Cause
Pig.
yeah, I know, right? But you got 3 more.
Yes, we have 3 men convicted of murdering black jogger Ahmaud Arbery, February 2020, sentenced to life in prison in a Georgia court.
Okay.
Then we also have U.S. 2023 Republican Kevin McCarthy finally elected as Speaker of the House of Representatives after 15 ballots, the most rounds of voting since 1860.
Holy crap!
Only for him to be ejected and put in by Michael Johnson, I think his name is.
Yeah, Jones or Johnson.
Which I guess is doing a better job.
I think it's Johnson.
Anyway, there.
Yeah.
In 2023 as well, vaccine for bees against American foulbrood bacteria approved in the U.S. First vaccine in the U.S. for any insect.
That's scary, because like, and you know what, I'm gonna add that into like, I'm gonna add that into the Rumble peanut, because like that might, you know, be like non-YouTube friendly, but conspiracy about bees, Monsanto. Pollinating technology, because I have this whole theory that they're trying to intentionally kill bees, and because they're trying to make a way with our technology to pollinate without the use of bees. If we can get nature out of our life, then we have total and complete control, and if then the system has total and complete control over everybody else. Without bees, nobody can pollinate, and that'll make Monsanto the only source of food. Scary, absolutely scary. So, yeah. Anyway, let's skip over births and deaths, because we're already like at an hour and a half here. If anybody wants to, look into births and deaths, actually Nikola Tesla died today in 1943. That is, I'm just. So like
43.
43. Let's just start with births. Like I'm just doing a really quick look here. Millard Fillmore, 13th U.S. president, was born on this date in 1800. Let's see here. Okay, we have a British judge, Cunningham, Charles Adams. Okay, some South Korean thing. Rand Paul. Born in 1963. Nicolas Cage! Yeah. Hey! 1964. Look at that. Okay, now deaths.
So he turned 60 today.
Yes. Yeah, happy birthday. So, deaths. Mary II, Queen of England. Okay. We have Nikola Tesla. Lou Henry Hoover, the first lady to Herbert Hoover. Let's see here. Emperor Hirohito, we spoke about that. Let's see here. Neil Peart, a Canadian rock drummer and lyricist. Rush, Limelight, and Peaceable Kingdom. So, interesting. But anyway, Alice, do you want to read this last thing, your tidbit, or do you want me to do the full closeout?
Well, I actually just want to know what other shows we've got going on the Omni Coalition and what toms are at for all those.
Before we get into that, it is up to you to find the articles of our history, but only if each individual reaches out with and for open mindfulness and a yearning to see outside of what you think you know, to grow and to find enlightenment. We have to find common ground with those who see their opinions differently from our own and find a better way to be better to one another. And this shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description for any links you may be interested in, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. We're not just here on Rumble or on YouTube. We're also on BitChute and Odyssey. Links to those, our social medias, and anything else involving Omni Coalition is in our link tree, except for BitChute. For whatever reason, Linktree is censoring that, so that's why we have those links down there as well. We have other shows, as Alice here alluded to. We don't just do this history. We don't just do this TDH show, This Date in History, almost every day at 11 in the morning Pacific time. We also have a news show, notable events, weather, and sports. TOCNS every Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. The Edge of Disclosure, our UFOlogy, Paranormal, Conspiracy, Science, Technology show every Saturday at 3 p.m. Kicking the Peanut, which is coming up every Sunday at 3 p.m. And, we have other, non-scheduled shows, pre-recorded, edited, whatever stuff, like the Omni Kitchen. Actually, we might start recording for that tomorrow.
No, we're not going to make it.
We're not going to make it?
No.
Oh, that's unfortunate. So, we'll get to it. But anyway, if you're watching us for our streams, if you're interested in that, if you're on the West, it's 11 and 3 all for thee. Mountain, 12 and 4, watch us for more. Central, 1 and 5 for the Contrive. East, 2 and 6 for your fix. So, for all of you, all of us, I was Xander.
I am.
Yeah, and of course, you here are you, and until you guys, catch us some other point, whenever that is, wherever that is. Until then, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, ready